Cee?
Yeah, I know of Central Cee. Yeah, I can listen to Central Cee here and there.
But this is I love that Sprinter song. I love Dave. I'm South London girl.
Okay.
I mean, I'm now living in West London, but I was South London for a long time. Or South West London. So Dave was always my guy, but Central Cee has now become my...
Oh, because you're posted in West London.
No, because it's fucking good music, motherfucker.
Oh, no, it's
Fuck
good.
you! How dare you!
Me, you, and the driver, we gotta get this photo together. We gotta get this selfie.
Oh, open it. Have you got a bag? A bag for fucking what? You grocery shopping or something? You doubling up on these bags?
I was like, wow, women are incredible.
I've been out here every single weekend since I've been doing this, picking up people who have had amazing nights.
Hoffman, I'm sleeping. I'm staying here. Leave me alone.
I mean, I've always said this anyway, that this thing has killed me, but I can see I've aged. I look at my beard, mad grey hairs. It is mad.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Why did the music get so loud?
I don't know, it does that. When the app turns on or off, it all just...
Are you listening to Bakar?
To who?
Bakar?
Who's that?
The guy. B-A-K-A-R-R.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Well, put it on, babe. He's a great guy.
Also, I will listen to that. I like...
He's so good. He's a Somali guy, but he's from like Camden. He's a bit like indie. He's amazing.
Oh, hold on one second.
His song is called Alive.
Alive.
It's beautiful.
And by Bakar.
Bakar. B-A-K-A-R-R.
So B-A.
On Spotify.
Now I'm on Tidal. B-A.
B-A-K.
Yeah.
A-R-R.
Okay. I've got Bakar, but it says B-A-K-A-R.
Maybe I spelled it wrong.
Yeah.
No. I want to be alive. Yes!
Wanna free my mind. Wanna be outside. Wanna be in the light. Pray I'll wake up again.
I know, because it's fucking good music, motherfucker.
Oh, no, it's
Fuck
good.
you! How dare you! This guy's from Camden. He's beautiful.
I'm gonna look him up. I'm gonna find out a bit more about him.
Anyway, let's put on Sprinter.
Sorry, no, Central Cee.
Well, you don't like Dave?
No, I was gonna say seatbelt sensor. That's what it was going off.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. See, I was trying to say seatbelt. You got me saying Central Cee.
You're like Central Cee sensor.
So what did you ask for?
Sprinter.
Oh, Sprinter. That was it.
Yeah, it's nice. Good song though, isn't it? I
Yeah.
like all these. Like, I grew up. I was listening to. And I'm 39 now.
Okay.
I used to be 38 about a week ago, but now I'm 39. So I was listening to like a lot of garage, and I got really into.
So now I was just saving it. So
How old are you?
I'm 38 myself.
Oh, fine. So you know this.
Yeah, I do.
Garage.
The man them two in five-star hotel smoking cigarette mixing codeine up with a Finnegan. She got fit,
they're
she
so
wanna get
good
Finnegan,
though,
drinking
aren't they?
apple cider,
They are.
vinegar, wearing skin cause she wanna be
Essentially it's one thing
I
when you
know
went
they are
to...
bad, stop that.
Can you
You ain't got generational.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
Just so I can talk about it. So he
That's
does
all
one thing. I went to this party recently. One of my girlfriends took us to this party in Notting Hill. Always like whatever people. And they're playing the house music, and I was like, yeah, it was pretty good. But can we play this? And they were like, no. And I was like, and I basically was so boring. I got out. There's like Central Cee was basically did this thing where he was on this American these radio stations.
Yeah.
They had to perform and stuff. And he was doing this thing where he was doing basically like Cockney to like colloquial.
Oh no, I understand. I think I've seen it.
It was amazing. He was saying, you say, I say yatty, you say whatever. I say.
I've seen it. I know what you're on about.
No, but it was honestly, it was the sickest thing I've ever. It was so smart. I think I got kicked out of the party because I was so like banging on about it. They were like, fuck off, bitch. Like, we're just listening to house music.
So what type of music are you generally into?
Well, I really liked grime. I really like garage. Garage is a bit boring. I really like grime. I like this song.
Okay.
I like Bacall. I don't know what I like anymore. I like the Rolling Stones. I like the Beatles. I don't like Bob Dylan. I mean, what, you know. What music do you like?
Probably very similar to yourself, but I don't know. So I've come
don't
up.
listen to the radio anymore. So I used to listen to radio, you know. Like I don't listen to the radio anymore.
No, I've stopped listening to radio.
So now my music comes through like Instagram. It's some great stuff. There's some amazing. I wish I was like fucking 19 again. So much more exciting when I was than when I was 19.
Yeah, I'll say the
And
scene
the garage
is
was
different.
first happening when I was like, I think 14. You know.
Yeah.
Did you ever go to Colosseum?
I don't think I went to the Coliseum.
No, me neither. I was too scared. Obviously. I never went Sidewinder either.
No, I think I went Sidewinder.
What?
No, I think I went Sidewinder. I think I went to one or two
I could
Sidewinders.
never go to this out their race. There was like I mean not like a hit on my head, but there was like a girl that definitely didn't like me, and I was a bit like too precious for that.
Yeah.
But you know, I was the garage race. I like grime because it's like an extent. I love Mob Deep. I don't know, like.
Yeah.
No, I mean not all. Like, have I listened to the whole? No, I like
No.
Mob Deep. I love the like, I love a lot of it. I went out with this guy. He really loved. You know, I just couldn't get it. Like there was, you know, there's women's. I mean, there's music that women can like, and there's women that, you know. I think Mob Deep for me was something I felt comfortable liking, right?
Yeah.
You know, I didn't love Wu-Tang at the time because it was like I don't think it was music for women, and it wasn't, and that's also fine, right? I didn't think it was music for me personally, but now I listened to someone put on Cream the other day, and I was like, oh, it's so good, so good.
It's funny because like
But
I
at
would
the
say a lot of
time,
the
I was like so aggressive and so weird, you know.
age as well. Sorry, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
For some people, anyway.
And also, like I didn't really love like there's a thing like I never really loved Tupac, but then there's one song I love that he's done that I love more than any one song. Like that Hey Ma, like I love that more than probably any, you know. I loved all the bullshit stuff, like Nelly and Ashanti, Nelly and Kelly, like all that, you know, Ja Rule, all that bullshit. You were listening to the same shit.
Yeah, I mean, you're 39, I'm 38, so we kind of grew up in the
Oh,
same
I
sort of era.
was listening to stuff before you then. No, but we were listening to the same stuff. Where were you going?
Yeah, where was I going? I'm trying to. It sounds really silly to say that I don't know where I was going.
I was going to the works in Kingston.
Yes.
No, you were not.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah, so works Kingston.
Yes,
Yeah, so that
every
was.
Monday.
Yeah,
Every
yeah,
Monday.
work, so yeah.
On a Monday though.
Yes.
Oh, we were there.
Yes. So I went works. I did all that type of stuff.
I was like, I was the girl at work. No, but I mean, like we held. I mean, I was there for a long time.
Yeah, so I definitely was involved in that era, or certainly was out and about in terms of works and stuff like that.
So you must have loved. You loved Nori.
Nori, yeah. So I used to listen to
all that, like not that, all that.
forget the name of the tune
It
now.
was that like. Tell me what you want from me. Take it, you know, Mason Total.
That's correct.
That was what was going on there.
A lot of that was going on.
It was Mason Total. What else was going on there?
Let me know
Were we
where
at
it
work
is.
at the same time? Yeah, 100%.
Is it here somewhere?
Yeah, perfect. Nice to meet you. What was your name?
Andrew.
Excuse me, what's Convo and Chill? That, okay.
Oh, so
How long have we got?
we got 6 minutes.
Oh, good man, okay. Convo and Chill.
So, just by the way, as you're picking a card, I'm not too sure you were accurate in regards to the ride thing. I was going to say something, I just wanted me to keep quiet for a
Yeah,
second.
go for it.
As you're picking a card anyway, so like, what time of the day are you talking about getting a trip home from central London?
What time of the day am I getting home from central London?
No, you're talking about the Kilburn thing and...
Yeah. So we're talking about Thursday night. I was in Oxford Circus. I was waiting for maybe about 40 minutes for a Bolt driver to come by, and there was no one coming around Oxford Circus we're talking like We're talking in between Maidvale and Kilburn.
All right, well, this is what I would say. I mean,
Yeah.
like, based on my experience this evening.
Go
So,
on.
like, currently, and it'll be the same tomorrow, and I always say this to people,
Yeah.
there's promotions on for drivers. There's loads of drivers about today. It wouldn't surprise me. So between 10 and 12, there's promotions. AM, 12 AM, that is, like right now.
Yeah.
All right, so it finishes in 10, 15 minutes, all right? And they've changed the zone. So the zone is from, I don't even know actually, but it used to be anything from East Acton up until the other side of London, just say zone 2 and 3, for example.
yeah.
Whereas now, or this week, it seems to be really small, as in like,
Okay.
just say zone 1. I think it's a little bit bigger than zone 1,
Yeah.
but a lot smaller. So I don't think drivers want to come too far out of that zone, and I'm not too sure whether Kilburn fits in that zone or not. But I don't even know if that fits in that narrative in regards to whether drivers want long rides or not. At that time of the day, I don't want a long drive. I want a nice quick boom 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 boom. I just want a bing bang bosh.
Yeah. I think that's literally it, and people want to be driven right to the station or right to if they live in Central Zone 1, and I think I might be in Zone 2 or Zone 3. I don't know what. I mean, I'm still kind of like a couple stops after Paddington, so I don't think I'm too that far out.
Anyway, yeah. What question have you got there?
Okay. Should people be dating if they are extremely broke?
Do you want to answer the question first?
Should people be dating if they're extremely broke? God, I mean, you know, could I be deep here and say love should be economical? Ooh, write that down.
Well,
You should write that down.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So, and yourself, sir?
That's a good answer.
And myself.
No, so no, and so no. Love is.
Well, you know, what do I think? People. Well, dating shouldn't be. It shouldn't be a financial thing. It should
Oh,
be
find a couple of synonyms. What I just said.
A date is just meeting someone. It doesn't need to cost money.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
No, it could be. You could go for a walk.
Or you can
And
a picnic.
You could bring a flask of coffee with you. You know,
Flask of coffee. Yeah.
I 100% agree.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think, sorry to even cut you up there. I guess at this moment in time, and find another question. We might have another minute or so. I think people. So depending on where you're looking, people kind of make out that if you're not earning any money, you should be focusing on yourself rather than dating. But if that was the case, a lot of people wouldn't be dating.
Yeah.
In my humble opinion, do you know what I'm saying? And relationships, of course, I know money matters in the wider scheme of things, whether you're in a relationship or married. But like for me, like certainly the early stages and just having fun should not be centered around money and stuff like that. There's so many things you can do, like fun-centered things that you could, I don't know, engage the person that you're seeing or talking to. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you
man.
mentioned going for a walk, going to having a picnic. There's so many different things you can do.
Yeah, I used to. I think like the first dates I had with my now wife, like we used to go and sit by the harbour. Like we used to buy like a baguette and some cheese. We used to sit there and just eat that.
There you go.
And that was it.
You're living
that
proof.
was a whole day. Sit there,
Lovely.
eat a baguette,
Gorgeous.
And
eat some brie.
A bit of brie. I was about to say brie.
We'd have an apple as well. We'd bite chunks out
Oh,
the apple.
gorgeous.
then we'd have some brie
nice
and
baguette, some brie and some apple.
It was great. It cost us like
Yeah.
£5, and we had a whole day out of it.
Tartan, a bit of tartan as well.
Oh yeah, if you're feeling fancy.
Oh.
you got another question there before you
yeah,
hop
I
out?
do. How do you want to be? How do you want to be shown love? A, gifts. B, words of affirmation. C, physical touch. D, acts of service. And E, quality time.
Do you know what? Yeah, it's mad because I was reading a book recently. I forget what it's called actually, and it touches upon those things. And I got a very funny feeling. I'm not going to say what I said then. I would say, people doing things for me really means a lot to me. That's what I would say. I'm not too sure if that fits.
Actions more than words, my man.
Yeah, no, actions definitely more than words.
Way more.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's been one of the best journeys I've actually ever had. But,
Yeah,
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
I had loads of different. I had raw content of people just coming in the car before the pandemic and all that type of stuff. But I lost it all on my hard drive. So I made a decision to be a bit proactive and actually be a bit proactive and actually become a bit of a content creator. So on those cards, there's people, obviously people chat, got a choice to play either Convo and Chill, or there's another game called So. You pick a card and we just talk about it.
Okay. So you got this going on in here, you got me in here, we just talking record and let's run it.
Oh yeah, come.
What's going on?
Come.
Hey, you get a like never been like this before.
Yeah, come. I think I know the question next. I'll show the girl, but go on. Actually, this is gonna be interesting. Yeah, you pick anyone. You can either pick the top one or you can pick anyone.
Top. Would you want to stay loyal? Would you wait and stay loyal if your partner got 5 years in prison?
I want to do it first, all right? Because I wasn't going to pick. But I don't like knowing the question beforehand. But earlier today,
You knew.
yeah, no, the reason being is because yesterday someone picked the same question. So I said, let me shuffle these cards, and I end up just saying, let me have a quick sneak. And I thought about it very briefly, and the answer that came to me was yes. And people may go, what? But the reason why I would, if I'm in love, like I'm definitely staying, because good people and love is very hard to find and come across. And if you meet a good person, honestly, hold on to that person tight.
100%.
Tight.
It's a yes and no for me still.
I'm gonna understand your no, by the way, but I'm gonna I'll let you. No, because let's not be honest. So let's be real. Sorry, we all have needs. Yeah. I totally understand that.
And it's not even just that. I feel like she was on the other foot. I don't expect no girl to wait 5 years. I feel like I would have raised that out my brain. Like, even if she tells me she's waiting 5 years, I don't think I feel like you're gonna do that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's mad. Is that a social norm? In expecting women to cut once a guy goes.
I don't think it's a social norm. I think it's more of experience that we've seen.
Yeah, and maybe that's the reason. And maybe that's the reason why I say maybe a social norm. We know that. I don't want to say we know, but experience has told us that a woman is not going to hold us down if we go to jail. Of course. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen.
Yeah, it does, but it's few and far between, isn't it? Let's keep it real. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's to the point where I know certain man that will be like, you know what it is? Tell the girl, like, you can do your thing while I'm locked up, but when I come back, to make sure that everything is, and that's what I'm saying. So if I'm seeing that, I can't expect a girl to wait for me. So it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? But all right, the reason why I said yes and no, because look. So I had a friend that did 5 years.
Yeah.
She's a female, innit? Like,
she did 5 years.
She did 5 years.
Okay,
she got a 10-year sentence. Now, if we was together, I probably would have held her down still. I can't lie.
You say something really interesting. All right, cool. So, not that I want to change the subject at all, or even, not that I want to change the subject. Now, depending on how your heart was broken, or depending on how the relationship ended, do you think a bit of maturity is needed in regards to maybe like salvaging a relationship? Like, you get your heart broken and then you decide just to go savage. Like, whereas like,
it depends how you got your heart broken, I should say, as well.
Okay, I guess the point I'm making is, if a relationship is salvageable in terms of moving your ego to one side and repairing the relationship, why wouldn't you do that? It's mad because
I feel like, all right, cool. I feel like your first heartbreak is when you're probably in high school.
Cool.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
Okay,
and
you
that's
raise a good
gonna
point.
shape the rest of the heartbreaks if you ever have any afterwards.
100%. I told a friend this only yesterday. I sent him a voice message. So we were having a conversation probably a week prior, and I'd been meaning to tell him this. So he was telling me about a situation he was having with someone who, anyway, I'm just gonna say there's complications. I don't want to get too specific. So there's complications in the relationship, and I was telling him it doesn't look like the situation doesn't look good. I know there's a lot of love between you, but like just based on the circumstances, it doesn't sound too good. Then I went away and sorry, no, let me even add a little bit to that. I was also telling him that like there's people who I know who sometimes, like, without knowing the whole situation in terms of someone you're seeing or someone you're being with, they chime in and add their 2 pence. But their 2 pence doesn't have much. It doesn't have much.
Nothing to do with it.
Yeah, because they don't even know the person. They don't know their personality, etc., etc. So like, although they may be making a point like in defense of you and trying to help you out, they don't know her personality. They don't know her characteristics, and they actually don't know her at all.
And what you said to them, and based off of how they know you, what the relationship you have with that person, you get what I'm saying, and how you view that person also.
So what I ended up telling my brethren was, I said, bro, I didn't say ignore what I said, but I said, look, there's a lot of people giving advice, etc., and no experience, but at the same time, as I mentioned before, I don't know her. Do you know what I'm saying? So unless you want to like live in a frat house with bare your brethrens, you know what I mean?
Figure it out.
You go and figure it out. We're too old to be doing all that type of stuff. Bare dudes just chiming in on what you should do and what you shouldn't do and all that type of stuff. If you know her and you're maybe that you're a responsible adult, I think we're at an age where we
need to make your own decisions.
There
right
you go.
Or wrong, you gotta make your own decisions as a man. Stand on that, right or wrong. And I agree with you. And I give advice. I'm not gonna lie, but I always tell the man. Want to be there, then you kind of made your decision about what it is you want to do.
Like, just adding something else to that as well. Like, I'm not saying, again, I don't want to generalize, because I guess maybe some of the notion or things that I'm getting is maybe coming from social media or is coming from other pieces of commentary. Now, like, I get the impression sometimes that people want to live not even a polygamy lifestyle. I've got no problem with that, by the way. If that's the lifestyle you want to live, then cool. But I'm of an age, sorry. My dad he's in his 80s and he's not with my mum. You know what I mean? He lives on his own, or like he hasn't got a partner, he hasn't got a wife. And not to say that he's happy, sad, or indifferent, but I'd imagine he would prefer some company. And if I can come to that conclusion now, I'm not saying that I'm going to be old, I'm going to be grey, and I'm not going to have a partner, and I'm not going to be happy. But actually, I would prefer the alternative, which is to be with someone, to be happy, to be in love, and to be married.
I think everybody wants that, but you see what it is. We live in a day and age where polygamy and just running around having fun is the norm.
Go on. We've got a minute, but we can talk for a little bit longer.
If you had a step parent, how would you want to be addressed, basically? Your first name or mum or dad?
Sorry,
if you was a step parent,
yeah,
how would you want to be addressed by your stepchild?
How old are they? Just you throw out an age. How old are they?
Let's see. I'm gonna say 7 first.
Ooh, do you know what? This is a really difficult one. There's a few things. I think there's a part of me that would probably want to have a conversation with the dad and what makes him comfortable. But I think I would like to be called dad. And then when he becomes maybe a little bit older, I've got no problem with him addressing me by my first name. And by the way, that may change in terms of my thoughts on that, but that's what I'm thinking, like shooting from the hip.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I wanted to ask that because I felt like that's a good answer.
And let me even add to that, because do you know what? I worked in a school, and I guess any teacher or anyone, let's say any teacher would say that what you don't do is you don't allow the kids to call you by your first name.
Why not though?
Because I think what it does,
I mean, not in the school dynamic, I understand that, but I mean like the home dynamic where you're
no, okay, no, so I've got no problem with that in the home dynamic once a kid becomes of age where like where he's a bit more mature, if that makes any sense. But at the same time, like, where he's a bit more mature, I guess there's a bit more to it. Yeah, when he's a bit more mature. But maybe to begin with, I think I would prefer that. And and I guess the teacher-student thing is about, I don't want to say it's about respect. Yeah, it's about respect, you know what I mean? And I guess you can break that down as to seniority and all that type of stuff, do you know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna lie,
Go on.
because I don't want to feel like I'm overstepping the mark. You got a dad. regardless, I can be the father figure to you, but I'm not your biological. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I totally understand that, because do you know the technicalities, or not even technicalities, with how technical and how difficult that can become is what happens if you and the partner break up?
And that's another.
And then all of a sudden he's got another dad.
That's what
Do you know what I'm saying? No, so I totally understand.
Yeah.
I totally understand. I totally understand. Totally agree.
I feel like in this day and age where most parents are not together, there you go.
Much appreciated.
Then it's kind of, even like if the dad's around, it's kind of mad that you're calling me dad as well. I feel kind of cringe about that, if you get what I'm saying.
Boy, you've given me food for thought, because I'm going to take that away and I might have to revise my thoughts.
I look at it like this, not even to keep you too long.
No, that's cool.
If you had a child and the mom let her new partner like be called dad, like how do you feel?
Bro, again, that's the reason why I said I will talk with the dad.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I'll talk with dad. What makes him comfortable? Because ultimately, he's important in this conversation.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why I'll be like, you know, just call me by my name. You need advice on that, you know, I'm here. You get what I'm saying? I'll do the fatherly stuff. Like if your dad's not around doing that, you can come to me for advice and that. But ultimately, I'm not your dad, innit? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
you know, it sounds mad. Like, I can't think of the word in English, but I've heard people in other languages call someone who might be their dad or their granddad by a name, and there might be like a name very similar to dad in which you can
like
call them. Maybe not Pappy, but I mean, I see where you're coming from. Like Pa, it might be something.
That's
what
I mean, something like that.
If you didn't have to sleep every night, what would you do with all the extra time?
Fucking hell, mate. What would I do with the extra time? I'm definitely struggling for time at this moment in time. Or I feel all I do is really work.
Yeah.
And currently, I'm gonna sound, no, obviously I'm a family man, so this is gonna sound a bit boring, but my dad's a little poorly, so I'm currently spending a lot of time either visiting him and stuff of that nature. So I reckon, bro, I'll sleep.
Is it?
I would sleep. That's what I'll be doing. Nothing exciting at the moment, but that's what I do. But like, I want to go away, like proper go away. So I'd find time to make sure that happened. I want to go like South Africa and Botswana and stuff like that. So I've got real plans on doing that at some point this year. What about yourself?
I would, what would I do? I mean, like you, bro, I work every waking hour, really. I'd probably go on holiday myself. I've cancelled 2 holidays this year just because of work.
Cool, we'll get to that in just a moment. Do you know one thing that crossed my mind?
Yeah.
Like, I told myself that I was going to make sure I had a good summer this year.
Yeah.
And I can't say that is always going to happen. Like, I feel if I'm going to have a good summer, it's going to be forced in terms of like forcing myself to go out. Like maybe, for example, this weekend, my friend told me he's got tickets for a thing called Kenya in the Park, which is local in Pitsanger. Yeah. So I've gone, do you know what? I'm going to go. I'm going to pop by for a couple of hours and then continue working. And I'm glad I'm finding time to socialise, but really I should be spending a day socialising with friends and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And although I'll get my kick in terms of like, I'll social and, you know, I had a smile, I might have had a drink and all that type of stuff, like it's still not really what I should be, you know, the weekend should be for me. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
I hear that.
So before you get to your next question, so what was your business?
So I've got a property management company, but we're more of an interior design agency, to be fair. So we work mainly with homeowners and investors that are looking to get into short let, so looking to explore like the Airbnb like short lets market. And we're basically a one-stop shop. So you can come to us. We'll do all the interior design for you. If you need to refurb, we've got a team of builders. So we essentially come in, we'll do like the renovation, all the interior, and then we'll take on the management after. So yeah, we're currently working with like 15 units kind of across London. I've got a portfolio in North Yorkshire as well.
Okay, I get it. And so how old are you?
I'm 30.
Cool, so I guess you're like, I guess you're at that point where you're like, not that you've done all your socializing, but you had fun in your 20s and all that type of stuff, and you're now trying to take life a bit more seriously, but you get at that point where you need to be a bit more serious, or that balance between having fun and, you know, handling business.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like I know how to acknowledge like when the time is as well. Do you know what I'm saying? and right now my business needs me to be operating at a certain level. And I just find that when I give it that level, it pays me back tenfold. It's hard to take that step away, but I actually went sober for 15 months last year.
Okay, cool. How'd you find it?
I was building it. I've started to drink a bit more now. Started kind of drinking again in March, but I'd say that stint for me.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
And like on the subject of that, like not even that I want to touch on like alcoholism or anything along those lines, but my question before you mentioned that was like I was telling someone the other day, like funny enough, this rider broke down and started crying like not long after I said this.
Yeah.
So I told him that like so long story short, he was a comedian, and then I told him I was listening, funny enough, to something on YouTube as to the art of storytelling.
Yeah.
And we ended up just talking about it, and I told him obviously that I had a book, and I was telling him a story from my book, and I was saying that I met a girl who was living in Portugal but had moved back to the UK because she wanted to be closer to her family, and not necessarily her friends, but wanted to be closer to her family, her mum and dad. And the thing that me and her discussed was, what is the fine line between like doing you and looking after your parents? And I guess with what you're doing, with where you are now, and on the subject of the question, what is the fine line between like going out and enjoying yourself and working on yourself? Because what I've done over the past 5 years, I'll be very honest, I've had some fun. I can't say I've not had some fun, but I also feel like I'm on the verge of where, do you know what, it's been a lot of work and not enough play.
No, I hear that. I actually think it's one of the toughest things to crack. I don't actually think there's a right or wrong. One of 3 triplets, and so like all of like her sisters moved to London, and her brother's just bought a flat with his girlfriend. So she feels like she's gonna stay with her mum and just like help her cover the house until it's sold and yada yada. And she's got a really good job and like quite clearly like really good prospects as well to build, but it's like she can't take that leap. And it was an awkward one for me, because obviously I've got a business that kind of I'd say it has given me a bit more of a selfish mindset for sure.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to, when she's explaining it, it's hard for me to not kind of want to take her back and just be like, look, you know, I think we need to find a bit more balance. Like, sounds like you just put everything on hold.
Yeah.
So it's a tough one. I mean, probably if it was me, I mean, listen, if it's my mum and my mum really needs me there, I'll do whatever. But I also like right now, I'm trying to work, and I'm trying to get to a point where, you know, money doesn't fix things, but it definitely makes life easier.
100%. And it's mad because like do you know, like, not that I didn't have the outlook before, but I've done a lot of backpacking, and I guess from my experiences is like the takeaway, I mean, there's a lot of social takeaways by way of like meeting new friends and, you know, just having a different outlook on life. But in fact, sorry, no, my point was a different outlook on life. I realized that you don't need a lot in life to actually be happy. And I think maybe living in the Western world, where it's London, which is fucking crazy at this moment in time, I think there has to be a focus on money. And I guess when that focus is on money, then I guess that is the motivation, do you know what I mean? But like, I guess sometimes, like when you do have money, or for those who do have a lot of money, they realize actually life is more than money, or there's more to life than money, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Or like, actually, you know what, I said like over the past 5 years, I feel I've been focusing on a number of different things, and I guess not the root of that, but like in order for those things to actually happen, I've had to make money, and in so the balance is, or the sacrifice is, I've not really been as social as I would have liked to. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like, in fact, in some respects, I feel I've changed. Do you know what I mean? I used to be this proper outgoing person, like kind of love going out, love socializing with people. And now, you'd be lucky if you, yeah, I'll be honest, you'd be lucky if you kind of see me outside on the weekend. And I just think it's a mad shame.
But yeah, I mean, just back to your point, like this, you have to be financially prepared, and you know what, bro, it's like it's worse.
Oh, 100%. It's going to get a lot worse before things get better.
Yeah, 100%. There's going to be more of a need to have money.
Yeah. So before you draw another card, I guess with all that I said, and not that I was being objective, I guess like good things come to those who wait. And if you're prepared to like be disciplined, work hard, all that type of stuff, the things that you actually want in terms of you have plans on achieving and all that type of stuff, those things will happen for as long as you're ticking all the boxes and all that type of stuff. Because believe me, I guess just like yourself, and obviously I'm only meeting you for the first time, I guess my point is I work bloody hard. I work hard, and you know what I mean, I make sure I tick all the boxes, get my things done on my to-do list. And I think if you're doing all those things and your heart's in the right place, I think you'll be okay.
100. Shall I try pull one more out before?
Yeah, go on,
Before we land, I'll do a chill one. Can you genuinely be in love with two people at once?
Wow, I don't believe so.
Nah.
That's mad. You know, I don't know. I don't know how people find themselves in those sort of triangles.
Yeah. I think you can lust multiple times at one
100%. 100%.
But I think, I think if you have fallen in love more than once, come back to like what are you doing with your time? Come back to the first question. Like, you got too much time, really. But
loving one person is like, do you know how much work that is?
Yeah, it's funny though. I do know. I do know one person. I mean, he's a billionaire, and he has like 2 full-time girlfriends.
Bro, how?
And he's like, I think maybe when you get to a certain level, you're bound so far, and whilst you're trying to compute the sort of life that you can always be living, and you know, being able to compare that as well. I think it just pushes people into different spaces.
It goes back to what you were saying.
How can I feel more?
100%. It goes back to what you were saying as to with money. I guess life becomes a lot easier, and that speaks to absolutely everything.